Not too long ago, I showed you a video review of the Squirt S4, the Leatherman Squirt S4, and told you that it was more worth having than Squirt P4 because scissors in a tool this size are more useful than pliers in a tool this size. I'm not eating my words today, but I am going to review the Squirt P4 and tell you why I think it is pretty doggone cool. And I'm the late Boy Scout, if you didn't already know that. This is the Squirt P4, and I probably would not have picked this up unless, except for the fact that I found an incredible price on it. And I might as well just tell you what I paid for it. I got on eBay and actually spent some time looking around, and I was patient, and if I didn't find it for the price I liked it at, I waited and then came back another day. I found this for $15 shipped and jumped on it. This was not brand new. And if you're worried about, not buying or about new stuff and used stuff, and you're like, oh, I can't buy a used Leatherman. That thing's gonna be in such crappy shape. What if it's just on the verge of falling apart? Okay, for one thing, are you forgetting about Leatherman's 25-year warranty? Are you? Because don't forget about that. If your Leatherman is falling apart, you can mail it to Leatherman in Oregon, and they will repair or replace it for you. So if you pick one up on eBay for $15 or less, whatever price you pay for it, you pick it up and it's like busted doll crap, mail it to Leatherman and they'll fix it for you. Dude, what's your freaking deal? Just buy used stuff. You save so much money. I did. I bought this for $15, used, 15 bucks shipped, and yeah, I couldn't be happier with my purchase. So let's get into this review. What a great tool. I mean, Leatherman rocks in all senses of the word, in all ways and in all places. I think that everything they make is just fantastic, and I'm just totally addicted to what they put out. I think it's just awesome. Awesome stuff. The Squirt P4 is no different. This is in, what do they call it? Kind of a fire engine red or brick red. I don't even remember what they call it, but if you hold this in the sunlight, it kind of looks like a strawberry red. Some of you guys are old enough to remember those when Apple made those iMacs that were all different flavors, not different colors, different flavors they called them. One of those flavors was strawberry, and this kind of looks like that strawberry red when it's in sunlight. Here in this light, not so much. Kind of a dark orange red, but yeah, it kind of changes depending on the lighting. Anyway, I'm happy with the color, and I think you would be too. And I'm also happy with the pliers. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, they're, these pliers are nothing like the pliers on the Leatherman Wave, okay, or the Juice, which I don't have handy. You can see that there's an enormous difference there. If you own a Wave, then you can see the size difference here. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty big size difference. Does that mean these are useless? Not at all. Come on. They can't do what this can do. But if you work in an office like me, and you have little sort of handyman tasks, little office-sized handyman tasks, this thing is a lifesaver. Seriously. I fixed a coat hanger the other day. One of those, it was a coat stand, kind of a coat and hat stand. Somebody must have picked it up at a thrift store and brought it in. Anyway, it was all rattly and stuff, and the screws were half falling out, and there were little nuts on the ends of the screws, and I could see that they were all fairly loose. So I just whipped this thing out of my pocket, and it did the job perfectly. No need for something this size in a task like that. This did the job perfectly. There are tons of other little tasks like that this can tackle perfectly, and is there another word for perfectly? Yeah, perfectly. It's just going to do a great job with those tiny little tasks. Big tasks, yeah, of course it's not going to do the same job that this can do. Changing lifting up the seat on a bicycle, or any number of household chores that need to be done that require full-size pliers, or full-size good needle nose pliers that these have, the hard wire cutters that these have. You don't get that with this, okay? You can like chop up a staple, let's say, but a coat hanger, this is not going to do it. It might do it, but then again, you might bust this thing, and I'm not going to try that because I think I'll bust it. As far as bending that coat hanger and getting it all bent up and, you know, undone and stuff, yeah, this does a great job. Fantastic. So, all I've talked about are the pliers so far. Oh boy, we're more than halfway through the video. All right, I better get to it. What else have we got on here? You've probably seen this before. Nothing Fancy did a video on the P4. I'll go through what you've got here. Nice little clip point blade. It's pretty small, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.5 inches. Okay, that's fine. That's fine for this, you know, for a tool this size. Clip point blade does the job. On the other side, you've got a a wood/metal file, and a little, you got some teeth on this side so that you can actually grind your way through some, I don't know, a nail, something. Maybe that coat hanger that you can't cut in half with this, and you can grind your way through it with this. Okay, that's one way to do it. So anyway, yeah, useful tool, I think. I've actually used this on some brass grommets that were kind of bugging me, and were kind of broken in certain places, and I wanted to file them down a little bit. Yeah, short work. Made short work of those. Just got rid of the burrs and the bad edges. You've got your short Phillips head screwdriver here. How is this compared to, well, compared to the Wave? I won't even bother. You know that it doesn't compare to the Wave, but let's do a quick comparison to the Leatherman Micra, because I think that's a fair comparison. You know, the Leatherman Micra's got also a flat, two-dimensional Phillips head screwdriver. Let's compare them real quick. Wow, that is a big difference. That is a big difference. This one comes to a sharper point, so maybe a bigger variety of Phillips screws, kind of the smaller ones, you can use more easily with this. Maybe that's kind of the point of this, you know, is to have it more precision. I guess a little bit of a more precision Phillips screwdriver. Whereas this one is, honestly, it can tackle some fairly large Phillips screws. And I have tackled those with this, and it does a pretty good job. So just kind of a different POU, if you will. Next, you've got your flathead screwdriver plus bottle opener, and as long as I'm at it, as long as I'm comparing, might as well compare the bottle opener on the Micra here. How do these two stack up? Okay, look at that. The Micra has a deeper, yeah, it's deeper. Okay, it's a deeper bottle opener, which means if the cap is a little bit heavier, a little bit harder, a little bit higher, you're more likely to have success with it using the Micra than with the Squirt. In fact, I've heard that as a complaint. People say that it's tough to get bottle caps off with this thing. It barely does the job. Okay, something to consider. If you're a bottle cap guy and you're always opening bottles, something to consider. Precision flathead, basically eyeglass screwdriver, mini flathead screwdriver, works perfectly, just fine. And a punch. That's pretty cool. It's pretty short. It's pretty little. You're only going to be able to get some pretty small tasks done with this. I actually haven't used it at all on any kind of leather or any kind of material. I might have punched through some cardboard at some point. That works fine, but almost anything will punch through cardboard. So, you know, it's something. Better than nothing. What else is there on here? I think we've covered everything. Of course, you've got the key ring, which I would say it is okay to keep this on your keychain. Having carried it on my keychain for a few weeks now, I actually rather like having it on my keychain. And you could also just slip this thing straight into your pocket. That's how little it is. I've told you before, that's what I did with my with the Micra. Just turned it into a slip it into your pocket tool, which worked out great. And you can do the exact same thing with the Squirt P4. The Squirt obviously looks a lot nicer than the Micra. So, you know, are you going to choose between them? This video is not to help you choose between them. That comparison comes later, because I'm going to compare the, I'm going to go head to head with the Micra versus the Squirt S4, which feature for feature are practically the same. This is not that comparison video. This is the video review of the Squirt P4, or has been the video review of the Squirt P4, which I like, and if you can find it for as incredible a deal, incredible a price as I found it for, I say jump on it immediately. Now, if you can only find it for full price, which is $30 or so, you still might want to get it because it is a very cool tool. And Leatherman, with their 25-year warranty, they back up everything they sell. So I fully recommend it. I can't not recommend it. I'm the Late Boy Scout reviewing the Squirt P4. We'll see you later.